time to get used to his passing abilities, as his no-look passes often caught them unaware. Once they adjusted, his passing became a key part of Los Angeles' offense. The Lakers won 60 games in Johnson's rookie year and defeated the Philadelphia 76ers in 6 games in the 1980 NBA Finals. Johnson took the series Finals MVP award after starting at center for the injured Abdul-Jabbar in Game 6 and tallying 42 points, 15 rebounds, and 7 assists. The team fell off in the 1980-1981 season, though, as the Lakers lost Johnson for most of the season to a knee injury. The team turned in a 54-28 record and finished second behind the Phoenix Suns in the Pacific Division. The Rockets, led by Moses Malone, defeated Los Angeles in the first round of the playoffs. Early in the 1981 and 1982 season, Johnson complained to the media about head coach Paul Westhead and demanded a trade. Westhead was fired shortly after Johnson's criticisms, and although Lakers owner Jerry Buss stated that Johnson's comments did not factor into the decision, Johnson was vilified by the national media and booed both on the road and at home. Buss promoted assistant coach Pat Riley to co-head coach with Jerry West on November 19th, and the team won 17 of its next 20 games, nicknamed Showtime due to the team's new Johnson-led fast break offense. The Lakers won the Pacific Division title and swept both the Suns and the Spurs. Los Angeles stretched its postseason winning streak to 9 games by taking the first contest of the NBA Finals from the 76ers. The team won the Finals 4-2 to finish a 12-2 playoff run. On draft night in 1982, the Lakers had the first overall pick and selected James Worthy from North Carolina. The Lakers won the Pacific Division at 58-24, but Worthy suffered a leg injury in the last week of the season and missed the rest of the season, however. Nevertheless, they advanced to play Philadelphia in the 1983 NBA Finals by defeating Portland and San Antonio in the first 2 rounds. The Sixers, however, won the series and the championship in 4 games. After their season, West replaced Sharman as the team's general manager. In the 1983-1984 season, Los Angeles went 54-28 and played Boston in the finals for the first time since 1969. They won 2 of the first 3 games. Kevin McHale's hard clothesline foul of Lakers forward Kurt Rambis on a fast break is credited as a turning point of the series. Boston won 3 of the next 4 to win the title and send Los Angeles' record to 0-8 in final series against the Celtics. Using the past year's finals defeat as motivation, the team won the Pacific Division for the 4th straight year and lost just twice in the Western Conference playoffs. In the NBA Finals, the Celtics were again the Lakers' final hurdle. Los Angeles won Game 1 of the NBA Finals by a score of 148-114 in what is remembered as the Memorial Day Massacre. The Lakers, behind 38-year-old Finals MVP Abdul-Jabbar, recovered to defeat the Celtics in 6 games. The team won the title in the Boston Garden, becoming the only visiting team to ever win an NBA championship there. In the 1985-1986 season, the Lakers started 24-3. They won 62 games in their 5th straight division title. The Rockets, however, defeated the Lakers in 5 games in the Western Conference Finals. Houston won the series when Ralph Sampson hit a 20-foot jumper as time expired in Game 5 at the Forum. Prior to the 1986-1987 season, the Lakers moved A.C. Green to his starting lineup and acquired Mychal Thompson from the Spurs. Johnson won his first career MVP award by leading the Lakers to a 65-17 record, and Michael Cooper was named NBA Defensive Player of the Year. Before the season, Riley had made the decision to shift the focus of the offense to Johnson over the 40-year-old Abdul-Jabbar. The Lakers advanced to the NBA Finals by sweeping the Nuggets, defeating the Warriors in 5 games, and sweeping the Supersonics in the Western Conference Finals. The Lakers defeated Boston in the first 2 games of the Finals, and the team split the next 4 games, giving Los Angeles their second championship in 3 seasons. The series was highlighted by Johnson's running baby hook shot to win Game 4 at Boston Garden with 2 seconds remaining. Johnson was named the NBA Finals MVP in addition to regular season MVP. At the Lakers championship celebration in Los Angeles, Coach Riley brashly declared that Los Angeles would repeat as NBA champions, which no team had done since the 1968-1969 Boston Celtics. During the 1987 to 1988 season, the Lakers took their seventh consecutive Pacific Division title and met the Detroit Pistons in the 1988 NBA Finals. Los Angeles took the series in 7 games, and James Worthy's Game 7 triple-double earned him an NBA Finals MVP. In the 1988 to 1989 season, the Lakers won 57 games. They swept the playoffs up until the NBA Finals and faced the Detroit Pistons again. The Lakers, hampered by injuries to Byron Scott and Johnson, were swept by Detroit. On June 28, 1989, after 20 professional seasons, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar announced his retirement. A year later, 1987 Defensive Player of the Year winner Michael Cooper decided to play in Europe and was waived at his request. The Lakers went 63-19 in the 1989 to 1990 season, but lost 4-1 in the second round of the playoffs. Pat Riley left the team after this season, citing burnout, and was replaced by Mike Dunleavy. Riley's departure received a mixed reaction from the players. They respected his contributions, but some, such as Worthy and Scott, had grown tired of his intense practices and felt he tried to take too much credit for the team's success. The team made another finals appearance in 1991, but lost in 5 games to a Chicago Bulls team led by Michael Jordan. On November 7, 1991, Magic Johnson announced that he had tested positive for HIV and would retire immediately. In their first season without Johnson, the team won 43 games, but became the first 8th seed to win the opening 2 games on the road against the number 1 seed when they took a 2-0 lead versus Phoenix. They lost the next 2 games at home, however, then Game 5 in Phoenix in overtime. Randy Funn was let go as head coach in March 1994 and eventually replaced by Johnson, who coached the club with former teammate Michael Cooper as his lead assistant. Johnson decided not to take the job permanently due to what he felt was a lack of commitment from certain players, and Los Angeles ended the season with a 10-game losing streak to finish 33-49 and out of the playoffs. The next 2 seasons, Los Angeles made the playoffs but was eliminated in the second round and first round, respectively. The team was coached by Del Harris and led by young guards Nick Van Exel and Eddie Jones. Johnson came out of retirement in the 1995 to 1996 season to lead the team, the then 24-18 Lakers, to a 29-11 finish. After some run-ins with Van Exel, displeasure with Harris's strategies, and a first-round loss to the Rockets, Johnson decided to retire for the final time after the season. During the 1996 offseason, the Lakers acquired 17-year-old Kobe Bryant from the Hornets for Vlade Divac. Bryant was drafted 13th overall out of Lower Merion High School in Ardmore, Pennsylvania in that year's draft by the Hornets. Los Angeles also signed free agent Shaquille O'Neal. Trading for Bryant was West's idea, and he was influential in the team's signing of the All-Star center. Jerry West is the reason I came to the Lakers, O'Neal later said. They used their 24th pick in the draft to select Derek Fisher. During the season, the team traded Cedric Ceballos to Phoenix for Robert Horry. O'Neal led the team to a 56-26 record, their best effort since the 1990 to 1991 season, despite missing 31 games due to a knee injury. O'Neal averaged 26.2 points per game and 12.5 rebounds and finished third in the league in block shots in 51 games. The Lakers defeated the Portland Trail Blazers in the first round of the 1997 NBA playoffs. O'Neal scored 46 points in Game 1 against the Trail Blazers, marking the highest single-game playoff scoring output by the Lakers since Jerry West scored 53 points against the Lakers in the Boston Celtics in 1969. In the next round, the Lakers lost 4-1 to the Utah Jazz. In the 1997 to 1998 season, O'Neal and the Lakers had the best start in franchise history, 11-0. O'Neal missed 20 games due to an abdominal injury. Los Angeles battled Seattle for the Pacific Division title most of the season. In the final 2 months, the Lakers won 22 of their final 25 games, finishing 61-21, second to Seattle in the standings. The Lakers defeated Portland 3-1 in the first round. The following round, they faced Seattle. Although the Sonics won the first game, the Lakers responded with 4 straight wins, taking the series, but were swept by the Jazz in the next round. During the 1998 to 1999 season, All-Star guard Eddie Jones and center Eldon Campbell were traded to the Hornets. The team also acquired J.R. Reed, B.J. Armstrong, and Glenn Rice. Harris was fired in February after a 3-game losing streak and replaced on an interim basis by former Laker Kurt Rambis. The team finished 31-19 in the shortened season, which was 4th in the Western Conference. Los Angeles defeated Houston in the first round of the playoffs, but were swept by San Antonio in the next round, with Game 4 being the last game ever played at the Great Western Forum. During the 1999 to 2000 season, West was prepared to hire Rambis as the team's full-time coach before an outcry from fans and members of the organization caused him to seek out a bigger name. Los Angeles hired former Chicago Bulls coach Phil Jackson, who had coached that team to 6 championships, and gave him a lucrative $6 million a year contract. He brought along assistant Tex Winter, and they installed Winter's version of the Triangle Offense. They signed veterans Brian Shaw, John Sally, Ron Harper, and A.C. Green, who was a Laker during the Showtime era. The team also moved to a new arena, the Staples Center. After the season, starters Rice and Green left the team, and Los Angeles signed Horace Grant. Led by league MVP O'Neal, the Lakers won 31 of their first 36 games. Los Angeles finished 67-15, their highest total since they won 65 in the 1986-1987 season. They eliminated the Sacramento Kings and Phoenix in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. After the Lakers took a 3-1 lead in the Western Conference Finals, the Trailblazers won the next 2 games to force the Game 7. The Lakers were down by 15 points in the fourth quarter, but went on a 19-4 run to tie the game. They won 89-84 to advance to the NBA Finals. They defeated Reggie Miller and the Indiana Pacers 4-2 in the 2000 NBA Finals to win their first title since 1988. West retired from his spot in the team's front office after the season after a power struggle between him and Jackson over control of the team's operations. The following season, Los Angeles won 11 fewer regular season games, but swept the first 3 rounds of the playoffs, defeating the Portland, Sacramento, and San Antonio. They met Allen Iverson and the Philadelphia 76ers in the 2001 NBA Finals. Although the 76ers took Game 1 in overtime, the Lakers won the next 4 games to win their second straight title. Their 15-1 postseason record is the best in NBA history. Los Angeles won 58 games in the 2001 and 2002 season. In the playoffs, they swept the Portland Trail Blazers in the first round, defeated the Spurs 4-1 the second. They faced the rival Kings in the Western Conference Finals. The series has long been cited as the greatest playoff matches in NBA history. The series extended to all 7 games and ended in a Lakers victory. In Game 1, Bryant scored 30 points as the Lakers won 106-99. The series would then shift in Sacramento's favor, with the Kings winning the next 2 games. Facing a 3-1 deficit in Game 4, the Lakers had the ball with under 20 seconds to play. After misses by both Bryant and O'Neal, Kings center Vlade Divac tapped the ball away from the rim in an attempt to win down the clock, and went straight into Robert Horry's hands, who drained a game-winning 3 with under 3 seconds to play. After the Kings won Game 5 on a buzzer beater by Mike Bibby, the Lakers were faced with a must-win Game 6. In one of the most controversial playoff games in league history, the Lakers won by 4 points. The Lakers won Game 7 in overtime, with the Kings missing numerous potential game-saving shots and free throws. The Lakers then achieved a three-peat by sweeping Jason Kidd and the New Jersey Nets in the NBA Finals. O'Neal won each of the Finals Series MVP awards, making him the only player besides Michael Jordan to win 3 consecutive Finals MVPs. The Lakers started the 2002-2003 season 11-19. They went 39-13 the rest of the way to finish 50-32. They defeated the Minnesota Timberwolves in the first round of the 2003 playoffs, but were eliminated by San Antonio in 6 games in the second round. During the 2003-2004 season, the team was the subject of intense media coverage generated by the teaming of 4 stars in the sexual assault case involving Kobe Bryant. Before the season, Los Angeles signed 2-time MVP Karl Malone, formerly of the Utah Jazz, and former Seattle Defensive Player of the Year Gary Payton. 3 of the Big Four, however, struggled with injuries. O'Neal suffered from a strained calf, Malone an injured knee, and Bryant an injured shoulder. The Lakers started 18-3 and finished 56-26. They won the Pacific Division title and entered the playoffs as a number 2 seed. They defeated the Rockets, Spurs, and Timberwolves in the first 3 rounds of the 2004 playoffs, before succumbing to Detroit in 5 games in the 2004 finals. During the 2004 offseason, the team entered a rebuilding phase when O'Neal was traded to the Miami Heat for Lamar Odom, Bryant Grant, Caron Butler, and a first-round pick. Bryant and O'Neal had clashed in the past, and the media created their feud as one of the motivating factors for the trade. Jackson did not return as head coach and wrote a book about the team's 2003-2004 season, in which he heavily criticized Bryant and called him uncoachable. The Lakers front office said that the book contained several inaccuracies. The Lakers